Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kym speaking on Thursday, the 27th of August. So, starting off looking, key news today. Well, I was talking yesterday about the Jackson Hole Summit, or Symposium as it's referred to. That starts today. Now we've got the Fed Chair Powell speaking at 10 past 2. I've said this maybe before, there's a lot sitting on waiting to see what he says in terms of inflation and whether they're going to start averaging inflation, which could be dollar negative effectively if that's the announcement. That's what's expected, but to a degree it's probably priced in. It's maybe there on the rumor. We'll see what reaction we get to that, but certainly that's at 10 past 2. It starts, or his starts at 10 past 2. Aside of that, today we've got the prelim GDP at 1:30, which is the second reading of GDP at 1:30 there, which might create a bit of volatility. We saw a lot more volatility. Well, potentially saw more volatility yet into yesterday's data than I thought we might have from the durable goods. Aside of that, we've got at 4:15 Bank of Canada's governor speaking as well. So there's a couple of things there. I don't know what else may be said during that Jackson Hole Symposium, and it certainly will probably be early afternoon when we start seeing things coming from it. Anyway, looking at these markets then, yesterday the euro dollar, it managed to get another bounce off the 21. It's sitting consolidated at the moment, and this may be a case for the morning. In terms of consolidation, it has around this area here. We've got, for those that follow Ichimoku cloud formations and things like this, it's sitting right underneath the cloud here as well, so some confluence sitting across there. And if it can break above there, it may be back onto its route. I do wonder if we'll just see a continuation and a wait to see what happens from the, as I say, this afternoon. But at the moment, sitting there consolidated, tapping away at those highs there. Maybe it'll break, but as I said, if it may just break and just roll straight back, and you often see that, and then a break come through later on. But as I say, that could be on the cards. Coming down to 60-minute time frame, looking just near term, there's a pivot below, daily pivot untouched, so that may be the morning price action, but it's not very far away at this stage. Yesterday it did manage to break through the and this was I sort of put down to the news, the durable goods. It did actually come. It did actually start happening well before then, so the durable goods data was only sort of a part of it. Anyway, that's where we're sitting at the moment. Looking, as I say, looking like it may come down to its daily pivot near term, which is quite close, but we'll see how that rolls through the day or runs through the day. The pound was a more solid day yesterday, held up pretty well in the end. It was one of those days that just sort of switched back on this move here. Again, the sell-off, it was a bit lighter than the euro sell-off in a sense, but pushed up into its weekly R1 in the end there. Still got some potential to push up to those prior highs. That's where it broke through initially. As I said, just come back. It's just slipped off. Didn't even quite catch the 50. There's 60-minute 50 and flew off there. Today we've got, at the moment, there's a bit of divergence sort of running across these highs that we're seeing up here. So it may just pull back towards its daily pivot. If it can hold from the divergence and just hold up here, maybe the R1, those prior highs could be in achievable. Dollar yen, okay, so dollar yen moved up yesterday again, back into its daily 50 again, rolling back a little bit, starting to break what could be a near-term trends here. There we go. There's a trend. It just sort of broke through. Consolidation again at the moment. It's I do wonder if it'll get back to these prior lows here around about the 105.80ish area, just maybe a bit below than that. And then if it can break down from there, I mean, at the moment this is arguably a bear flag, but it may just have a little bit more upside coming from this. And again, if it all turns around this afternoon, where this could shove up and push up to those prior highs easy enough, if it can hold on to this movement, if the yen can hold on to its gains against the dollar, well, maybe we'll see a breakdown here to the S1. But for now, I say got a bit of bear flag, but we're seeing these markets move the other way, just leading just past 8 o'clock. Aussie dollar, another one that was strongish yesterday. It's just remained relatively stronger than the other markets for a lot of the time, pulling back, regaining its moves, and it's not necessarily moving massive distances when I say it's stronger, but it's just not selling off quite so much and just holding back there. Consolidation where we sit at the moment. There was a slight bit of divergence over those between the high of yesterday, the main session there, and the Asian session here, bit of divergence, and again an untouched daily pivot, which could be a draw this morning, particularly in the slow market. It might just drop back down there, we'll see, but I do expect these markets to be relatively slow. Canadian dollar, again continuation. Much of its move here has been choppy over the last week or so, back to its old stages of sort of getting a bit spiky intraday. Not a lot of it's all okay, so it's already caught its daily pivot here, but spiky old moves there yesterday and then sold off strongly back to the low, certainly fixed in that range at the moment. As I said, this Jackson Hole Symposium may change things a little bit and get a bit more volatility through. Okay, a quick look at oil then. Oil did have a chip up at one stage, and it's now back to into its new range. It's sort of sitting at the moment into sort of ranges, and here it is back into this range now, just pulled back here and developing a range around here, but largely it's a bit rangy, not particularly great for me to be trying to trade at the moment. Maybe it will reset again and start being nice. Gold likewise, quite difficult trade. This 4 hourly we're just looking at here. In fact, it's just pitched back one, and you see it's the solid sort of upward move in the end, looking on yesterday, but again just a bit of retracement as we're going through this morning here, and you see this what constituted the bar yesterday, and now it's just sitting there into key moving averages. Again, for me it's quite a difficult one. I mean, later on we might see some action again, and this is a prime candidate for some decent movement potentially. You saw it yesterday eventually when we saw the bounce coming through, and on these other markets the dollar selling off, and this was certainly one of the beneficiaries. Finally, S&Ps, just keeping it on this 60-minute chart really for this. I mean, it's just another day of pushing up, grinding out new highs, and it's just flagging at the moment. It's got a daily pivot below that might just provide some support rather. Again, this afternoon's meetings, okay, we'll see the close come in. This afternoon's meetings may stall any real major reaction to this beforehand, but I'm not surprised after a strongish move up there, it won't come back to its pit. Just have a little bit of a consolidation and retracement maybe. Okay, that's it for me. Have a great day. Bye for now.